that their purpose to exist is to help us work with the city. They own those streets. Right in front of my house, there's a huge dip in there. They caused it. I was there when they dug up that old street and they didn't put it back down properly. And so there are a lot of issues like that in our neighborhood. And because we don't have institutional knowledge, we don't know what has happened. Well, I do, because we've lived there 39 years. We don't know that the city caused these problems. And so therefore, we don't know to go to them and how to push them to help us fix them.
So if you are elected, what would you do with that problem?
Create a committee, empower them to speak on behalf of our homeowners to the city for all the things that they're involved with. Trash, lighting, streets. We used to get matching grants to fix all of our curbs. Saves us a lot of money. The city wants to work with us. We're a powerful voting bloc. 200 to 400 adults easily. They like us. We just need to interact with them and do it with focus, in my opinion. Did I answer your question? Thank you. Did I answer your question?
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mark.
That would be Michael Fuller.
Oh, and I would appreciate your vote. I'm Mark Bryant.
Okay, short and sweet. My name is Michael Fuller, and I live on Palo Alto with my wife, Linda. I want to be on this board because I want to see change. I am tired after 10 years of having this community and the board being separated. The board that we want to be on works for this community. We're all neighbors. There's not a single person in this room that I will not sit down at my table and break bread with. My experience, I've got a degree in business focusing in human resource management. I've got 2 other degrees, math junk. Management is what I do. Linda and I own our own business. In reference to the issues with the lights to streets, that's an architectural committee. We used to have it. We don't anymore. Okay? That's what they do. They'll be focused on it. First thing I would do is I would light up that common area in the middle thing like the 4th of July or high noon. That our neighborhood needs to be lit up in the common areas. We have an issue with safety in the back in the storage area. I don't know if everybody saw my post on Facebook. There was essentially it's a tiki torch, but it was used as a Molotov cocktail. Somebody tried to blow something up back there. The barbed wire's coming down. I have a designation as a risk manager. What Linda and I do for a living is insurance inspections. I do this every single day, maintaining risk. I'm sorry if you misunderstood what I was saying when I said take our neighborhood back. No, I think that this board and everybody in this community is a single community. We all need to work together.
Okay, so do you understand where I was coming from? Because, you know, the reason why we have some hate and deceit in this country was because of a statement someone made on TV. I want my America back.
Yes, I
Ever
understand.
since then, it's gotten worse.
I
I
understand.
don't want my grandson shot in the middle of the street for walking down San Bruno.
We want to work together. My vision on this is we poll the community and see what they want to get done. The cabana's falling down. That's a pretty expensive endeavor, but we can afford it. The lights in the common area. There's 2 expansion poles sitting in the middle of that community area. One of the power heads on that is hanging by 1 wire with a splice in it. I'd hate for somebody's kid, I know my grandkids, walking around and that power line fall down on them. That pisses me off. Especially when it's been reported multiple times. Things need to be fixed. Things need to be fixed in a hurry to make our neighborhood safe. That's what I do. I've been formally trained by 3 police departments. I bet I can make it safe.
Who would they report this stuff to if the lights out like that?
City of Garland.
Because I know I called the city of Garland because the lights were out on Santa Rosa and they immediately came out. And then somebody hit the electrical pole outside by the bus stop and cut it in half. And I called the city of Garland and by the time I got to work, they had already replaced them.
Well, the issue, my understanding, the issue with the lights in the park is every time a phone call is made, it generates a new report and it starts
That's what the
all
lady told me.
over
And
again.
then also.
And that's why we need to have an architectural committee set up for one person to make that phone call. Okay? And if we can't get the city to do it, let's fix it. Okay? Our safety and our security and our neighborhood is much more important than waiting on the city of Garland. And nothing against the city of Garland, I grew up here about 3 miles that way.
I would like to know what you would do if you were voted on this board to get our elderly members of our community more involved.
Oh, bless your heart. I'm a caretaker for my
And I
87-year-old mother.
and I don't mean elderly as disrespect, I just want to put that out there. I didn't. I just see.
The memory's out.
I
There's no
just
more
see a lot
memory.
of elderly people in our neighborhood, and I would like to know what we could do to get them more involved.
There's community action programs that we can set, copy and mirror inside our own neighborhood. You know, there's Meals on Wheels, there's, sorry, ladies here, knitting clubs that y'all can go do. You know, the guys would go out and play golf. I marshal over at Mesquite. We'll make a golf tournament for the guys and the gals, whatever. We can get them involved, even if it's just going and knocking on their door and saying, how are you today? Is there anything I
I
can do
would
for you?
just like to say, the reason I asked this question is there is a 98-year-old man who lives in our neighborhood who walks to Walmart every Monday at 11 o'clock at night because he doesn't have a car.
Mhm.
And he walks to Walmart at 11 o'clock at night, and I'm outside smoking my cigarette, and I see him coming back at 3 a.m. I've taken him to the store 5 times. He does not ask. He is the sweetest man in the world. He works for the Dallas Morning News. But he has done this for the last 2 years that I've lived here.
One of my, a lot of people may not like it, historically, I know they didn't, but one of my things that I like to do in my management style is if there's a problem, I'll work on fixing your problem. Bring me an answer, though. Don't just say, here's a problem, fix it.
No, I understand.
Bring me a solution, and then that way we at least have something to go on that's from the community.
You mentioned the architectural committee, and one reason why I got off of that committee is because the paperwork was not filed, so I felt like a lot of work that I was doing was in vain. So if you have the architectural committee, will the board actually commit to file the paperwork, and if there are fines and different things that need to be assessed, the person who's on the architectural committee could actually do it?
I'm gonna get you an unbiased opinion on that. Hey, Linda, how bad am I at working with paperwork? I've got mounds of paperwork. There's not a receipt in the last 10 years that I don't have, and I can find it. Boxes and boxes and boxes of paperwork. If there's paperwork that needs to get done, we'll see that it gets done. We'll try to make the paperwork even easier if we can.
Sounds good. Next, we have up Jesse Ayala.
We got Cassandra.
I keep saying, sorry, Cassandra.
Hello everyone, I'm Cassandra. I live on Menlo Park. I've been in the community about 2 years now, so I'm putting like some homeowners. I started attending meetings. This is my first time living in HOA, and I was concerned because I couldn't get my questions answered clearly about things. So transparency is a big deal, I think, for everybody. I am an office manager for an HVAC and sheet metal company, so I work a lot with contractors, and I'm pursuing a career in HR. So human resources and dealing with people, management, that's kind of my thing, and I love doing it. I love working with people. And I think there's not really a lot that everybody else hasn't covered. I think the safety of the neighborhood and just making sure that there's a lot of communication and balance between the board and the homeowners is really important to me.
Any questions? Okay.
Could have gave you mine in advance,
Okay.
Tammy. I was sitting behind you.
All right, so how do you want to get our children more involved in our community? Because believe it or not, there are a lot of kids that live in our neighborhood. They just stay indoors.
Oh yeah, on the way over here, the first thing my daughter said when we told her we were getting a divorce, she said, "Are they the ones who put in the playground?" So have a beautiful space, and I would like to see, you know, maybe trick or treating in the community there for the kids, or some kind of Christmas thing. There's just so much you can do. I think that we should have a newsletter that goes out monthly. I mean, like you said, there's a lot of elderly people in our community, and a lot of them don't get out a lot, and they don't know what's going on. So I think it's really important that we can get something to them. I noticed that a lot of things go out by email. Not everybody has email or accesses a computer. So I think one of the first things we would need to do is see what's the best form of communication for all of our homeowners. You know, how should we get the message out to everybody? So I think that's a big deal, making sure that everybody knows what's going on. And that starts with the board finding out what's the balance of communication between us.
Thank you. Now, Jesse, I'm sorry.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jesse Ayala. I'm at 423 Santa Rosa Drive. I actually work in the community as well. I'm a banker at BB&T down the street. I don't really have anything planned to say, but I did notice that, you know, our community seems to be falling apart a little bit at a time. I've been in my house about 6 years now, and I've lived in it about 2 years. I was renting it out. In a year's time frame, I remodeled my whole house. So getting the community to look a little bit better is very, very important to me. I feel like there's a lot of things that we can improve that are super, super small that would make big changes. I'm taking interior and exterior design classes. And like I said, I'm a banker. I don't know if that might help. But that's all I have. Any questions for me? Yes. Give me an easy one.
Everybody has the same issue that I have.
Tammy?
It's rude.
I think Dolores had an issue. Since you've been asking Dolores, did you want to answer the question?
Well, yeah, my problem is money.
Okay.
I pay $99 a month to get my postage stamp grass side yard cut.
Same question I was just gonna ask.
I completely
I
agree.
like a change.
I completely agree. I can tell you, I actually had a big tree taken down from my house that I actually had Oscar take down by himself. I had no grass. I had no shrubs. And I was paying $99 for everyone else to get their yard. And it bothered me.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I put my grass down, I made it my point to make it a little difficult for them to cut it, and I put designs in my grass so that I can get my money's worth. I would definitely try to, you know, make the best out of what we have, get the most bang for our buck. Interior and exterior design that's like my forte. I love it. I do it for fun. So if anybody needs any help, let me know.
So, in saying that, would that be the first thing that you would do voted on this board, is that you would fire the company that we have now that comes out and moves their trash in my yard every week?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Okay,
I
fantastic.
would definitely try to find a way to make our community look prettier. I don't know, that might sound a little corny, but I love my house and I want it to look nice. I want the neighborhood to look good.
Stormy, and then Mary.
What kinds of things are you talking about when you say you want to improve the looks of the
The
neighborhood?
first thing is our Broadway Village sign. That thing is super old, super ugly. There's also wasted space on the corner of, I don't know, the
Burlingame Game and Mental.
the first street by Valero. I don't know the name of that.
Oh, that's.
There's like,
Right,
there's
right,
like
Powell.
wasted space there that we could do something pretty and make our entrances look nice. That's the first thing I do. And then the cabana. The cabana to me seems, I've gone to it a couple times 2 summers ago, and to me that seems super dangerous. People can slip and fall, and it's just really disgusting. So, other than the Broadway Village sign and the cabana, that's where I think I would start.
Mary?
It's been answered.
Okay. Can we move on because we're running short on time? We got one more. Jeff Weaver?
I'll try to make this short, everyone. I'm Jeff Weaver. I've lived in Broadway Village for going on 18 years now. I hold 2 different degrees in accounting. And I think what I would like to see more than anything, being an accountant as long as I have, is more accountability in our financial statements and how our money is being spent. I think for the longest time, at least since I've been here, it's been difficult to get financial statements or to actually see what's going on in the funds that we're paying. And that bothers me. So I think that's one of the things I'd like to address as a board member right away, is to provide more transparency to the membership of our accounting statements, how our money is being spent, and if necessary, to reduce the fees that we are paying right now. Because I feel we're paying way too much for what we're getting. Yes, ma'am.
Do you know whether or not tax returns have been filed?
I do not. I have, I'd like to get into that deeper, actually. As a board member, I think that'd be possible to actually review our financial documents, and I think we need a forensic audit so badly. It's just, I'm almost afraid to see what's been going on with our dues. Because I know for a fact, and Sam has brought this to our attention, our dues were increased illegally by state law. We didn't need to have those dues increased. You can see what we got just based on the limited amount of information we have in our bank statements. How much is on reserve? You can probably give me
Well, when our dues were raised in January 2017, we had $150,000 in unappropriated funds.
and that's something else.
And-
As a
and-
40 yes, go ahead.
Yeah, and
As a
just
501, we're
See,
supposed
yeah, we're supposed to be
to.
nonprofit. Yeah, and our operating expenses per month per house for 2016 was only $44 per month, which means we made a $46 per month per house profit. We had over $100,000 profit, and in an HOA, we're supposed to put that in reserve for a specific project. If you don't, and the IRS finds out, they'll tax it and take our nonprofit status away.
And all of those funds, I'll go a little bit further and then I'll stop. All of those funds should be allocated.
Right.
All of those funds should have allocations since we are tax-free, I should say non-profit organization. And as NPOs, we're facing some serious penalties if we don't address this right away.
Okay, so would you lower the dues or find a better way to spend it?
I believe right now.
Because my fear is if you lower it to $45 a month, like
That's
the
true.
places
We
in
need a
Rockwall,
reserve.
where there's a lot nicer things that were built up when the community was being built up, so it's a lot easier to take care of. If you drop it to $45 a month,
I don't think that's, no. I think we can do both. I think we can do, let's say, and this, I'm just throwing numbers out here, folks, because I don't have the actual financial statements in front of me, and I want to get them. I think we could probably lower our dues to, say, $75 a month, have the appropriate reserve that we need to satisfy the contingencies, and still maintain our property to a level that is respectable.
If it's a twin, like area like ours over in,
I'm sorry.
Firewall,
I'm sorry.
there, once we get low properties moved in, and there's a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Linda.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm not understanding this is no transparency, but no one's talking to the board to see what the figures are?
I don't
Well,
Well, that's a whole nother chapter.
Why is that?
Yeah, well, we really need to get the election going, and the new board can answer those questions. I mean, we're here for an election, and we're getting off agenda.
Is any question, that was my question. I just want to know why.
Okay, I mean, I'll spell it out real quick. I sent in records requests to the board that were refused under state law. They refused to turn over the records.
Why?
I don't know why. You have to
And that's why?
Yes, I asked why, and they still refused, so we had to hire an attorney to get them. I mean, under state law, they were required to provide them within 10 days. They did not provide them. They were a violation of state law. So I started looking at the records myself. I found out that in 2016, it only cost us $44 per month per home to run our operations. In 2017, if you look at the operating expenses, it only took us $52 per month per house to operate our association. So we're building up all this excess reserves, and under nonprofit law, the IRS law, in HOA, you have to put that in a reserve marked for a specific project. But instead, it's in an unappropriated reserve because the board did not give the accountants a specific project to put it into. Once you start doing that, the IRS starts looking at that.
They start doing the payment and assigning this year.
But that's not coming out of our reserves. That's coming out of our normal operating expenses.
That's one of the reasons that, I don't know if y'all remember or not, that's one of the reasons the dues were increased to begin with, was to allow for siting of all of the houses.
Which is now done, so it should have been lower.
That's why the application isn't there. Go ahead, excuse me.
I'm new to this, so this is just, it could be a stupid question, but I want to ask it anyway. Are any members going to be paid to be on the member?
No.
Okay, so it's all voluntary.
Right,
No one
and
gets
that's in
paid
our
or
bylaws,
extra
it's all
benefits.
non-compensation.
Okay, very good.
We really need to get to the election because we're supposed to actually be out of here like in 30, well, I'll go over. So, thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Does the ballot need to be signed?
Yeah, no, the ballot. Okay, so, under, I believe it's Article 6, Section 2 of our bylaws, we're supposed to do secret ballot. That's why there's no name on it. Now, what we've done to protect the integrity of the ballot is we numbered them. We had print out 60 ballots numbered from 1 to 60. So what the tellers are going to do, as soon as you're finished with your ballot, fold it in half, like this, fold it up, and then one of the 3 tellers will come and collect it.
How many names have we voted for?
Oh, I'm sorry. We have a 5-member board. You can vote for up to 5 members. You can vote less than 5 members if you only feel comfortable voting for 3 people. But if you vote for more than 5 members, then that would void your ballot. Okay?
We don't have to number them, we just.
No, don't number them, you just check off the name. Yeah, you just check off the title.
He wasn't here when you announced this proxy thing, so he needs to go turn his proxy.
Okay, you can go back there and get one from Jeffrey. Yes, I know.
Hey, Dad. Dad,
Yes.
do I need to film them doing this?
Yeah.
There's this bright thing on.
All right, does anyone else still have a ballot? Okay. So we have one.
Has everybody turned in their ballots? Okay, one more now. Candidate has the right to get one person vote. Jason,
Every candidate has the right during this election to have someone watch the tally the votes for the one. I've had cases to watch this part of the popular meeting, but if there's any other candidates that want to have someone watch the count, you're more than welcome to do that. Anybody want to watch?
somebody in the paint dry.
After you count the salad, can you initial it at the top that you counted it?
And we're all gonna count them all once,
Okay.
just so we can check. I know we're running out of time, I understand.
Thanks, Jason.
I'm filming. The camera lost all its memory, so there's no more memory left. So I pulled out my phone and started doing this. My hand is like losing, like, feeling.
You have enough to finish the room on your phone to finish it?
Oh yeah, my phone has it has enough, at least in the internal storage, not the SD card.
I did that for a meeting one time. I ordered down the deal, and I didn't realize it. We had sitting here and the timed out after about 45 seconds, so I missed the whole hour.
Oh, dang. Yeah, I was watching the camera, and for some reason it was counting down in minutes, and I was like, what's happening? And then it said, oh, internal storage is actually non-existent now. Maybe they'll be better when we get the cabana fixed. Better chairs. Of course.
He just thought, I just didn't know. Sometimes I want to cook something. We ran into December and thought, this thing got it's coming. Well, I used to just
That's it, just financial accounting?
Let's set it to the side and if somebody wants